Hey Donut. How are you? I'm nice. Things have gotten a bit crowded, haven't they? Alright. Today, YouTube seems to have stopped working. So I'm listening to Gunsukia Radio. But today I wanted to see if I could get the enemy to throw stuff. You got all the MSVC stuff working at 3 AM. Nice. Why are we working on it so late? Sometimes you just got to get shit done. True. Okay. A honey jar full of water. It's a big jar. This is an old jar. It's not the first time you've seen it. How are you? I should fix this stuff up, shouldn't I? How's my jaw meat? Gets better every day. Jump speed multiplier is not very useful. Experimental drug that regrows teeth. Well, if it's from Japan, it must be good. Very good. Can you hear the music okay? Can you have this playlist? This is just Gensokyo Radio. I have a t-shirt from them Chris bought me a long time ago. It was my first Weeb shirt. Still have it somewhere. Where is it though? You've done the whole find replace of the new name across the codebase now, and you've double checked everything. You might actually rename the GitHub repo. That's exciting, Donut. Good luck. I'm using ECS, yes. ECS is the best. Oh, it's not templated. Hmm. This makes more sense. That's not quite right, zone. Oh, maybe it is. That's weird. Oh. Mm-hmm. You thought my stream crashed? Did it? I don't have any dropped frames. Just your Wi-Fi. Oh. You think you'd be ready to do the migration after you release it? I'm about to go on holiday for 2 weeks. That would have to wait. We talked about doing pair... Yeah, we would have to do pair programming. It might take way too long otherwise. I'm currently struggling with your JSON parser, if that's going to show you how much work it's going to be moving to a new engine. But yeah, I think that would be a good idea to work together on that. And then maybe you'll notice some things that are missing and you'll need to do a 3.0.1 or whatever. Are you doing these things via proper GitHub releases and stuff? Wait until you come back. How many other people are using it? You could totally there you go, Minus. You could totally just release it and then just leave it for now. Monus, how long does it take you to pick up those... I don't know, don't personally know. Monus, how long does it take for you to build up those Momiji points? It was up here somewhere. Hang on, I can grab them. Yeah, I'm wearing clothes. Worth double checking. Few days. Oh, if I make it a lot more expensive then. Well, yeah, Donut, I can't do anything for now. But we should work through it together, indeed. As someone who's used it pretty extensively now. Even if there's other users, I don't know if they have a project quite this mature using it. Anyway, why is this fucked? You can have arrays of strings, right? I'm noticing now that all of my arrays are arrays of objects, but this should be fine, right? Just a simple JSON array of strings. Right? Looks pretty normal to me. Okay. So what I'm doing is... when I'm passing through the enemy, like I'm at this level, I come to weapon pool. You've done on object instead of JSON on string. On string. Maybe that's it then. Pass array on object. I seem to use on object everywhere else. But we can try this. Is this a string? Isn't? I thought JSON object was just an element. Or is that JSON? That's a JSON element, maybe. It's been a while since I've used like the Java interface. JSON value. Okay. The object is the map dictionary thing. This sort of thing. Okay. I guess a string is a pure value. But yeah, it doesn't like this. This is not allowed. Can it convert from basic string to... yeah, it doesn't like this. The callback takes the source and the JSON string. What? It just says parser. Oh, do you mean on the other end? Maybe on the bottom? No. What on earth are you saying? We have source everywhere, but it's just been voided everywhere. It's not being used. As opposed to JSON string parser. What is the point of this source thing? It never gets used. It is on objects. line number and column for error reporting and stuff, but it doesn't seem to have ever been used. Oh, instead of this. That's just that? That's not it. Monster. Oh. Yeah, this is tricky. Oh, this is still not allowed. Good fucking lord. Cannot convert from T0 to string constring ref. Still says on object. Yeah, that's what you wrote. Oh. You were string on obviously. Obviously. There we go. Is there really no way to just not just make this parser.parseArray and then somehow like template the rest of the shit away somehow? Is there not? There's not some easier way to do this? Like this, there's a lot of boilerplate in this JSON thing. Is there really no nicer way to do it? You just want the array of strings rather than memory efficient API, you can just do that. I don't know. Hello X4D. Array of JSON value. It's just I feel like a lot of friction when I want to use this. Like just trying to parse this mentally is a pain in the ass. It's definitely the hardest interface I've had to use for JSON. I understand it's probably hard to write one for C++ without the fancy tools of other languages. It does feel a little frictiony though. Makes me not really want to use it much. Pass the entire font contents, but what does that produce? What can I do with the result of that? You want the whole tree in memory to look at directly. Am I not already looking at it directly? I don't think it needs to be size -1 or something. This is more memory efficient version of the API that passes on the fly. It avoids the intermediate memory allocation for the whole tree structure that you'd get if you passed the whole file and looked at it. I guess it works better if the file becomes really, really, really big, right? I just need to make more utility functions around it, I guess. You guys both have sniper rifles, that's not right. Oh. The pull thing seems to be working. I should have a button that deletes all enemies. That would be really smart. Ah, the frame rate. Oh, well, that's one more thing that's being grabbed. I want to make sure the slime's jump radius is 3 and the boss's is 6. That looks like 3. Ish. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Let's try and extract a few more things then. What do I want to do here? Make shared. Or just a shared point is fine as well, I guess. Works. In 3, you've made the JSON reader, which wraps a parser. It's a lot nicer to use with custom objects and ends up using that basically everywhere, so it might improve things a bit. Reader gives you straight read string, read number and stuff. There's the whole and string and object stuff. Oh, that would be really nice. Because I've definitely used libraries that have just like, you'd read this object and you'd be like, on array enemies, and then it would give you something to pass through everything in the array, and then you'd say on object, or within that it would imply on object, and then you just say on element with value, element with value, element with value, whatever, or objects. And then sometimes they even just directly let you say on string with this name. Isn't that what yours does? Yours has a lot more text than just... let me look at the Java syntax. Hang on. It's not like it's a really good one. But let me have a look. Java had this thing where you just do like JSON object.getString. Like that's really easy to use. Or object.getObject, or object.getArray, and then array.get at 0, at 1, at 2, at 3. Like, this is the example from this website. I can't write it all out. You can't read all of that. But just like this syntax here was always quite easy to use. You have that also, like you said earlier. Yeah. It's a shame that you have to make something harder to write to make it more efficient on memory. As silly as that sounds, like that makes me want to do a less memory optimal approach to save me a headache, you know? Yeah, but Donut, you can't read the code you just sent me and say that it's the same as just writing JSON object.getString. Right? Like those are very different. It's not a simple type and then hit sort of thing. What am I making? I was extracting more like enemy behavior functionality to data, to JSON. There's a little bit here and there that's hard coded. I was gonna work on the enemy like throwing stuff at you, but I figured it would be good to start here. Clean things up before I start adding more and more stuff. Anyway. Let's just say that it picks a particular action. Yeah. Donut. Stuff like that. That's exactly the sort of helper function I was going to write anyway, but if you'd include it in the library, I'm sure people would be happy. I have a degree coding journey. Redundant from an API surface perspective. That's up to you, buddy. You can ask your other 15 stars what they think about it. People usually complain there's multiple ways to do the same thing. Maybe I'll have to just write the helper functions then. Depends what approach you want. You can also just make a standard and ask your users politely if they want to get on board with it. This might be a useful thing to have in a helper function. I've done this a little bit. Yeah, I'm basically just trying to remove everywhere that goes like based on enemy type. This is temp, obviously. Hmm. I don't know if this is required. It's enough for you to not want to use the API. Yeah, I mean, I've basically avoided using the JSON as much as possible this whole time. And when I do, I defer to just copying stuff I've already done that works instead of sitting down to refine it. But again, it's the sort of thing I could probably fix with my own helpers. I just haven't been asked. What was I doing? I wanted to make sure the actions actually matched. I don't really know how I'd label these AoE effects, to be perfectly honest. I was thinking of making it so the small slimes use small AoE and the big one uses big AoE. So I could just have two categories, but it feels a bit... You'd want an exception to be thrown if it's not the right type. Oh yeah. Because then that's a programmer mistake and you fix it once and then you never get it again. So that's very helpful. If you write pass number but it's actually an object, for example, or whatever. Where's Menti? A strange question. What do you ask? You reading my DMs? As opposed to returning an optional. No, I'd rather the JSON stuff through an error. It's harder to pass when there's an optional being returned. This is not something you should be focusing on now, I think. I think getting the release out is more important. Adding an optional JSON syntax is a side thing, I think. I need to fucking ban this bot from my channel. You can do this in the 2 weeks I'd be gone. If you want to do it. Obviously the best approach would be to have reflection and then just have the whole thing automatically pass into a struct like Swift does. That would be nice. Could you quickly add reflection to C++? You know how fucking nice it is to be able to just say, just create a encode struct like reflection of this fucking thing and just have it work. You have that already and you did. Tell me, where is it? Where do I find it? Oh, is that in your new version as well? Because ideally, my data structs are just a perfect mirror of the JSON structs, and then I don't have to think about any of this. Then the JSON parsing simply becomes JSON pass this. You showed me once. I don't really remember. Was this when people were showing me Magic Enum? Maybe. We were talking on Discord and you showed me some stuff. I'm afraid I don't remember, but that sounds really cool. How do I want to do this? This is... Maybe this stuff should be in actions. An actions object. JSON deserialized from string file contents destruct. My dude, that would be fucking gorgeous. That would be incredible. Yeah, if you could add that, my life would be complete, I think. Oh, chat, did I tell you? Oh, my bag's outside. Chris found my Game Boy. I thought it was lost or stolen forever, and she found it somewhere in like a sock drawer. We like put it in there when like some fucking workmen came over, and we shoved just everything in the drawers, so they wouldn't get dust on everything. 4 to 2 weeks from now, hell yeah. But yeah, she found my Game Boy. It still has my cart in. My what's it called? This guy, what's it called? Christmas Everdrive. That's it. They also, when I bought mine, it came with a fucking Christmas ornament. Put this here. There you go. Just out of shot. So I'm gonna take that with me on my trip. A Game Boy on a trip is a thing. Is a thing to be proud of. I've added a USB-C charger on it. The battery on it lasts like 1,000 million hours. It's not your phone, so you're not draining your phone battery while you're doing shit. I've got one of those little Bluetooth dongles that you can plug into a headphone jack, and it turns it into a Bluetooth receiver. So you can listen with noise-cancelling headphones to your Game Boy, and it also circumvents the noise that you get from a normal headphone being plugged in, because those things aren't grounded at all. It's awesome. Hello, Semi. Okay. Anyway. The C++... Let me write it out expanded first. I don't know if throwable is really what I want here, but Does this make any sense? You can't extend enums like that. Okay. I was basically thinking, like, it would be cool if the enemy had a single array of all things it can throw. So maybe sometimes it could throw a slime, or it could throw a rocket launcher at you, or whatever. I don't really know. Can't think of a good way to pack them within a single array, other than having them all extend from a parent, or from just to a variant. Would that work? I guess I can do that. Yeah, I'm sure that works. Oops. Yeah, I was thinking about variant, but I guess I was thinking, like, how am I gonna... Because they're all just UN 8Ts, how would I know? But I guess variant still lets you know. Oh, this could be a donut variant, even, if you want to be vendor locked. Oh, hang on, is it variant with closed braces at the end? No, this should be correct. Maybe I fucked it somewhere else. Variant is not a member of STD. Okay, let's try that again. Been a while since you've watched the channel. Hello, Dumbo. You've started trying to sweat at Sniper, but your mouse pad's the same size as your mouse. You gotta get yourself one of these fucking fancy ones. You have to water it to make it stick to the table. Something to playing Pyron NG. Hell yeah. You can use it without the donut prefix. I'd rather be explicit, because I have places where I've used STD. I'd rather at a glance know. So I should probably just switch over to using one or the other at some point. But now I prefer your syntax for viewing. So I'm using it. You can tell since it's uppercase. You can tell. I'm going to forget that. Except small is just your laptop. You don't have a lot of space. You don't have enough space for like a medium-sized mousepad? Which is, I mean, it could be true, I guess. I used to play... When I started playing UGC like Steel, I played on a trackpad. So I'm aware of how life can be. That was a long time ago, though. Sorry, why are you angry? Oh, here we go. So, pass can throw. Maybe throwables are not a throwable object. Just because throwable feels like maybe it's to do with exceptions. Your friend's really good at Sniper but uses a laptop mouse. That's crazy. It could happen if he's played it for like hundreds of hours. But that's crazy. That's pretty based. Need to find something that matches this. Take him 2 weeks on 2 torts to get good. Does he play on Linux? Oh, this is going to be a pain. I'm going to have to try and pass things one by one as each element of throwable. It's not an uncommon sentiment in functional circles that you can model basically any data effectively using structs and variants. Oh yeah. You earned 44 ref today because you randomly had 3 name tags and sold them. Name tags are worth 11 ref? I thought they were worth 1.33. It's crazy. What's a key cost these days? Is a key like 100 ref? Hack, TF. What's a key? Key's 65 ref. I feel like it's not massively gone up in a long time. Last time I looked, I feel like it was already like 50 ref. Like 18 today for some reason, a key is 64. Back in my day, keys were 2.33 to 2.66. You'd make some sick money on that razor sharp edge. Buds. Now, yeah, buds. That's what you were trading for. Does Backpack TR still sell you buds at the start? It tells you the buds price. That does. 9 to 10 keys. You know what? In terms of like monetary value, buds are like the same. They're still like 20 quid. But 20 quid is no longer like 25 keys or whatever it was. I don't remember how much a bud was. There's inflation, yeah. Well, it's mostly deflation on scrap. I think scrap used to be like a couple of cents each. And I guess it still is, maybe. I don't know. It says here, burning backwards ball cap is 500 quid, which is 310 keys. I think this thing used to be like... I mean, it's probably about the same price as it's always been, to be perfectly honest. It's still inflation. Deflation? Is that inflation? I thought that's deflation. Or is that inflation? Because the monetary value hasn't really changed, has it? A key is still like 2 quid, right? If it's expensive items you earn from achievements that are untradeable, can you not just use gift wrap to trade them? Ah, fuck this. Way cheaper to buy a key with actual money. Maybe. That was always the case. Yeah, key for 1 ref. I don't remember that. Keys to me were 2.3 to 2.6 for the log gifts. Ugh. And the bud was like, yeah, maybe 15 to 36 keys, depending on the day. I feel like around 25-30 was pretty normal. But I remember there being some unusuals that were like less than a bud, and those felt really cheap. Like the heavy unusuals. Those were like 11 keys, and it's like insane to me that you could have bought an unusual for that little, but looking back, they were dog shit. A good tune, by the way. Hope you can hear it. Oh, I don't need to do what I said I was going to do, actually. I've already sorted that in my head. How do I have so much stuff? In TF2? It didn't used to be so expensive. I sold a lot of stuff when it was a lot cheaper. I think a lot of the unusuals that I used to have are now worth like 5 to 20 times what I used to have them for. You mean my room? You don't mean TF2? I found that out a few years ago, like, one of my hats, I'm pretty sure I sold it for like 500 quid, and it's now worth like 12 grand. The fuck? Like, I had like a bunch of rare miscs. I had like a pyromancer, a couple, I had at least one really big pyromancer mask. I had like a, not Cloudy Moon, the other one, the newer one. Whatever. That was nice. I had like a No Mercy with ghosts. Those are now worth like a house deposit. Bill's hats are cool. Bill's hat, 8 keys. Unpainted. 9 keys. With 9 keys with, what was it, black, white, pink, or lime, and 10 keys with Team Spirit or something? I don't remember. Oh, the stuff, you mean the stuff in my room? I'm nearly 30. So, you know, this is all shit I bought throughout my 20s. I just don't throw stuff away. It's nice, isn't it? Go to like anime conventions or go on holiday, I bring stuff back. I'll probably get more stuff while we're gone as well. You got weapon type and pickup type. I'm probably just setting a name tag so I'm making a spell on it. Spell? I am a developer in my day job, yes. I do embedded. An embedded engineer. Okay, so this is the throwable stuff. I don't know if I need to add like force and distance and stuff, but maybe I can just use strength for that. And mass. Maybe I can actually use strength for something. Okay, fine. Okay. Let's see if this works. It's just building. If this works, then I can try actually implementing the throwing mechanic. I imagine it can be as simple as just doing just shooting it, and then also making the object jump the same way that the slime does. Ah. Oh, we need to pass an array. So pass weapon tool, you can be a pass weapon array. You can have one for the other types as well. Oh, actually, can I template this? I don't know how to pass in you. You're just a char names. I think I can do this. What's the what's the standard I usually use? Not template T. We normally have like there's like a few options you have, right, when you're writing a template. Class T. Whoops. As long as you don't use class, there's like other options, right? There's like class, there's type name. Type name's like the most generic one, right? What are you? STD array of const char pointer. And size T. They do the same thing, but type name has the least unrelated implications to the reader. Yeah, that was it. Okay. Auto can do. What did you try to use for type names? I'm just using use auto. The game's blocking it a bit. Oh shit, sorry. I'm just gonna use auto. I tried using a std array of const char and then I was like, for const char pointer, but then I was like, ah, auto will do. Because here we can do class type array, weapon data, weapon type names. That should work. Templates have to be redefined in the header. Yeah? But is that not what I've done? Declared there. Is that not what I've done here? This is okay, right? You declared it in the header but defined it in the CPP file. Oh, you mean templated functions have to be defined in the header? Yeah, I remember that. Okay. That's fine. This is disgusting. Function templates technically. Okay. Fixed. What's wrong? Can I not just assign the result of this array back into the first one? What does the error say? No known conversion from vector of weapon data to vector of weapon type. Oh. Okay. That was an easy one. I guess it's just late. Can I... Is there a simple way without like a for loop to emplace the contents of an array at the back of another one? I thought there was one. Because I can do... I would like to say, like, push back the contents of this other array. Don't replace it. But I don't think you can just do that. There's append range. The closest thing is v and insert. Okay, so I do have to have it in a separate for now. Okay. I was hoping that they might have that append range thing later, sooner. But fine. That works. You added append range to your containers. Nice. Weapon types and pickup types. That should work. Benefit from that? Maybe. That's very Java of you. Why the Oracle? Hey, look. That's nice. We have throwables. It could throw a slime. It could throw a flamethrower. It would throw experiment 2. Whoops. That's not quite right. Well, hang on. That's not right. If the key is enemy types... Pass enemy type names. Weapon type names. Pickup type. Zig uses it too. A sensible name. I guess vector is a bit of an overloaded term. I'm kind of concerned. Why does it think it's storing an experiment too? When it's loaded a pickup type. That's not right. It got the first two, right? Or is this just how variant looks in the debugger? It should be a slime flamethrower and a health. You have a Napis file. Oh, the tail is health, so I guess this is maybe fine. Array is a fixed size data structure. Array list is a list implemented within an array. Oh yeah. Nice donut. Alright. I think... Dude, I'm not going to do massive refactors to the data stuff yet, but if you can get that... If you can get that reflection stuff working, then I can really clean up some of this shit. Like all the frame rate, frame count, actions and stuff. Oh my god. Actions could have a frame rate tied to them directly, instead of me having to store a bunch of separate weirdly named variables. That would be nice. Anyway, I'm going to quickly go to the bathroom, and then I'll come back and implement this throwing thing. was having a thought that like the RNG stuff should probably work on weighting, right? Rather than explicitly writing down percent chance. I should say like, oh, for this enemy, jumping has a weighing of 2, and shooting has a weighing of 1. I don't know how you implement that with maths other than just like giving a ticket in a list per weighing. So you'd make an array of size 3 in that case, with 1 ticket being shooting and 2 tickets being jumping. But there's probably a more efficient way to do it than that, right? Anyway, it would simplify some things. Maybe it works with raw structs with all public fields and without a base class of things that are also deserializable. Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. That matches pretty much. Apple have codable, they have decodable, encodable, and then the superset codable, which you can appeal to if you want to use their serializer and deserializer to their data class. And you can also like have your own custom deserializer function for funny types. And I'm going to go on Trello and note some of these things down I was just thinking about. What was this about? Sort of data. I'll add like a new list. Chance should be done on weighing. Weight. Shooting equals 1. Jumping equals 3, etc. Actions could have weight and animation data per. LibDonut 3 has reflective decision. Okay. Alright, for now, let's get that throwing thing working, right? So this is now just tick animation system. Okay, to do. And we should also probably have a tell. Ah, whatever. This will do for now. There's a max limit of 32 fields, but you can just split into multiple structs. Yeah, that's pretty typical. Yeah, really what I'll do eventually is probably have like a list of actions. And then for every action, pass the next like 3 columns or whatever as a prepare, execute, recover. But for now we can hardcode stuff. Now, I don't think this needs to be jump anymore. This can be execute action. I mean, this stuff's pretty jump related. Maybe that can be extracted. Jump could be a action. For now, let's just say the same thing. Is this jumping thing? Maybe we could have a component that says like jumping, and that could have the height added to it, or something. I don't know. You're debating if you should stuff a source location into JSON values, so auto gives you the line number and stuff. It would make the twice type as big, which would add up. You could make it a compiler flag and just have it on by default. Or maybe have it like a debug flag. So on release builds it would be disabled. That would be nice, for me, at least. Mm. There's something to save me some time in the future. I'm like constantly making levels with like no enemies or making levels with enemies. You pass a file and you get back a JSON string or something to an object. The source location is basically the whole file anyway. Oh yeah. Maybe I should make like a special dev room. That could be fun. In game? Well, no, just make it an ace sprite. Just to give me like some sort of structure to work with. This is floor. 59.1. What is wall? Not a secret. Secret room we'll do at some point, yeah, but not right now. Map outer north W. Wall, wouldn't I have like wall undefined or something? Tile wall undefined. You are 31. So this, I can now draw walls around it. Funny how you've inadvertently made a level editor. Yeah, I think it's really funny because, like, if there was a way there is definitely a way in this UI to look at this as in an indexed fashion, and then I could somehow tie those indexes to the level, to like the actual tile set. That would be possible somehow. But yeah, I don't know what you are. 14. Floor flower. It's just floor. I think the very center is the spawn room by default. I think the idea of a level editor is really cool. I mean, I could also just make a way to paint it in the engine, but I kind of like how it's in Sprite. I find that fun. I think I called it dev room, right? Yeah. Oh. in a little out of order. Whatever. This progress stuff's kind of made up anyway. Let's see if this works. This is something I probably should have done a while ago. Oh, the dev room does not need a fucking spawn room, by the way. What happened? You're not new? Weird. Let's just make sure the normal game... Oh, whoops. Oh? Oh, the other enemies won't have those. I don't know if you need to assert the frame counts are larger than 0. Yeah, this can just be like this. This is divided by 0 otherwise. Well, I was just going to do this. I need to be more lenient, I think, in my sprite sheets. I think it's fine for a sprite to not have a frame. This is the normal level. You all look pretty normal. Dev crash. Oh. Navigation areas dot size is larger than 0. I guess you're no longer needed. Yeah, to be honest. I guess I don't have to remove small runes if I'm doing the dev. I was thinking about this. Maybe I should split this up a bit differently. That works for now. This needs a little cleanup anyway. I don't really like the way that I'm calculating progress. Alright, I think I need to stop soon. I probably don't have time to implement this throwing thing today. But, look, dev room. Isn't that fun? So now I don't necessarily have to, like, fuck around with the settings every time I want to, do something. I can just go straight to a dev room. I can just be like, let's spawn in an enemy, and we can see what they do by themselves. She doesn't really seem to be throwing much. Let's see if it actually sets it off at least. Oh, it does set it. Oh, you shouldn't be break. Let's try that. I'd at least like to see her animating. She doesn't actually have to be throwing anything yet. We can save that for next time. Oh, crash. Weird. Why on earth are you animating a sequence with no frame in it? Okay, this is more of a problem than I thought. Could be fixed, I guess. Anyway. Oh, here we go. She's trying to load it now. I didn't forget to export this, did I? Hang on, I can make this even easier on myself. I need to get over that. Now, why does it say frame 0 sequence? The boss has frames there. Oh, it's maybe because it's not enough? 331. Oh, maybe it doesn't have them. Hang on a moment. Yeah. This is 331. This might cause problems. Yeah. Yeah, the little guys don't have this. Hang on a moment. Maybe this is too much hassle for right now. I thought this was going to be a quick thing. Oh. Oh, potential actions is 0 for everyone else. Okay. That makes sense. Hang on, we just need to go to a level with just the main boss. Ah, look at that. Alright. It's perfect. You like a pose at the end? I think it's awesome. Alright, I'm going to stop there for now. I'm going to take the next couple of weeks off, I think. I don't think there'll be a stream tomorrow. Look at that fucking go. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I think I made some decent progress today. It was honestly mostly just work on like making the JSON a bit less shit, to be honest. It took quite a while, but there's also some work done here to try and get the enemy throwing stuff in the future. My plan is to probably refactor a lot of the stuff to do with jumping into like a generic actions thing, which is something I'd always planned to do anyway, but I figured it was easier to write it bad first and then write it better later. It's an easier way to come up with some of these patterns. Yeah, look, now we've got a boss that can do several things. They can shoot you, they can jump, they can throw something, although the throwing is not obviously done yet. And she does like a little pose at the end. It's quite funny. A little Undertale-y, kind of by accident. Nice. Alright, well anyway, I hope you liked the stream. Again, I'll be back in like a couple of weeks, so if you miss me while I'm gone, you can always look at the VODs or something. There's lots to catch up on, I'm sure. But yeah, bye for now. See you guys. This is fun. See ya. Oh yeah, and I got this dev room done, by the way. You just joined at the end. Drew this in Aspirate, can't you tell? So now there's a place I can like test stuff out. I mean, I probably should have done something like this when I was doing the tile editor, but yeah, whatever. It's cool that it just works, right? Anyway, yeah. See ya. Bye-bye.